The Strategic Defence Review says that we must assume we are no longer in the post-war world or the post-Cold War world or even the post-9/11 world. It says rather that it would be safer to assume we are in the pre-war years before some big European upheaval. So we have to be prepared, perhaps quite soon, to fight a real war to defend ourselves and our way of life. Well, can we do it? Let's take a look at some of the Prime Minister's most eye-catching announcements. There'll be 12 new attack submarines to replace the 7 that will be retired by the mid-2030s, and a new one built every 18 months. Now, these are the workhorses of the submarine fleet, and they're particularly important for the defence of the North Atlantic. And this is a production drumbeat that hasn't been felt in the warship building business for many years. 15 billion will be spent on nuclear warhead programmes over a good number of years for the new Dreadnought submarines to maintain Britain's independent nuclear deterrent. And then there are some less eye-catching but very important announcements on building up essential war stocks. 7,000 long-range weapons will be produced, 6 new munitions factories will be opened, £6 billion will be spent on more munitions across the board. And less obvious but just as important, big money will be devoted to AI, to robotics, electronic warfare, satellites and all the panoply of sixth-generation warfare. And not least, £1.5 billion will go into service, housing and welfare initiatives in a recognition that none of the above matters very much unless there are enough service personnel and that they're the best they can possibly be. So, how will this leave us in relation to our allies in Europe and beyond? Well, Britain brought France and Germany and the United States into the review process from the very beginning. The UK shares a major aircraft development project with Italy, and Poland has emerged as a big and important military player. So they and the other allies are all watching with great interest to see if we will really do it and whether this transformational agenda really works if we do. Now, British forces have demonstrated over and over again that they can stand up to Russian meddling. But as things are, could they go to war against an outright Russian military threat, even with its European allies, and still prevail? In my view, almost certainly not. If British forces fought now, I think they would lose, if only for want of ammunition. But if the 62 recommendations in this review are fully implemented, the answer could be yes, they can. The problem is, we really don't know how long all that might take.